colleges. Thank you, one and all. So soon after this, the technical session second will be followed. Thank you, one and all. We will begin with the technical session 2. So already time is moving like anything. Sorry for the delay. And for the technical session 2, the topic is rural entrepreneurship development model. So we have with us Dr. Ravindra Kumar B, Professor, Department of Studies and Research in Economics, Tumkur University, Tumkur, and the young entrepreneur, as well as in our local area itself, a big plant is located. And I first went actually, I was wondered, he is none other but Sri Rajarama CG. So I request both the chairpersons and resource persons to occupy the dais. Let me give a brief, some points regarding, brief biodata regarding Dr. Ravindra Kumar, because we cannot avoid all these things. So Ravindra Kumar B is presently working as a professor in the Department of Studies and Research in Economics, Tumkur University. And he has edited books with the ISBN around 15 and articles around 40. National level conference around 6 he has organized, and his number of students pursuing PhD under him is 8, and he got an award, best PhD award in 2003 given by Akila Havyaka Mahasabha Bangalore, and he is a visiting professor in economics, SV University Tirupati. By accepting our invitation, suddenly he agreed, and he is with us. He came morning itself. On behalf of a Department of Commerce and Management and Nalanda College, a warm welcome you, sir. I request Dr. Kishore Kumar Raisheni, sir, to give a flower as a token of welcome to Ravindra Kumar, sir. And another eminent person is Rajarama Seiji. He is a successful entrepreneur and actually the role model for all of us. And me and principal 2 weeks before visited his plants. It was around 500 workers. He said that 500 workers are working in that near to Vitla. Areca bio leaf he is exporting to the, especially to the European countries and also some other countries outside the India. And basically he completed B Mechanical from Malnad Engineering College, University of Mysore. And also he completed Diploma in Packaging from Indian Institute of Packaging, and from there he received a gold medal from IIP Mumbai. And he worked for a Camco chocolate factory as a packaging engineer for 8 years. And later he started his enterprise. And actually his enterprise is a 100% export oriented unit. And we visited there, especially he got a Biof Act award in 1997 in Switzerland, where more than 1,000 companies have been participated, and also received a gold medal in Honoris Trade Fair in Germany. Around 500 participants were there. So we are very lucky to have you, sir. So a warm welcome you, sir. I request Rajarama sir to give a flower as a token of a welcome to Rajarama Siji sir. Everybody is eager to hear the words of Ravindra Kumar sir. So stage is yours, sir. Over to you.
Very good afternoon to all of you. The respected chairman of the technical session 2, Mr. Rajaram CG, manufacturer of areca leaves in PERLA, in Vitla, all the academicians, delegates, and students. I am quite pleased to present my views on rural entrepreneurship and development models. I need basically around 2 hours. I have prepared more than 120 slides. Kindly bear with 40 minutes. As a teacher, I will complete my assignment. I will deliver my justice. But I need your patience, where I focus on case studies and development models other than theories. So after listening to Joshi sir lecture, I feel that I should be more case-oriented and practical-oriented entrepreneurs that could always imbibe and infuse the confidence among the budding students and others. Let me start. Kindly help the officials to facilitate the slides. Rural entrepreneurship. I do not focus on the entrepreneurship. I will straight away move into rural entrepreneurship. How basically rural entrepreneurship are? It is considered as an attempt to create the management for risk-taking appropriate opportunity, as well as mobilize human, material, and financial resources in order to fulfill the project. It is that entrepreneurship which ensures value addition to rural resources in rural areas. I call it once again value addition, as rightly pointed out by the keynote speakers. Make it creative and highly value addition oriented in rural areas engaged by largely human resources. Without going into the semantics, rural entrepreneurship can be defined as an entrepreneurship purely engaged in rural areas. Next, please. I'll be quite fast. Please help me. The characteristics, next slide please. Please chase me. What are the unique characteristics of rural entrepreneurship? First, identify what are the unique characteristics of rural entrepreneurship. Risk-taking ability, self-confidence, decision-making ability, knowledge of growing technology, economic motivation, not social motivation now, economic motivation, market orientation from conditions of experience, ability of coordination, related activities, achievement and sense of zeal, motivation. These are nothing but characteristics or what you call indicators of rural entrepreneurship. I wish that Mr. Rajaram will consider these views because you are a rural entrepreneur. Since he has nodded his head now, I hope that he has agreed. Continue it, please. Next part. How entrepreneurial process are. Idea generation, I do not give explanation. Next. As Joshi Shah has given explanation, germination, preparation, incubation. This is the stage where entrepreneurial process enter the subconscious intellectualization. Feasibility study has to be made based on analysis. You cannot randomly develop the products. You have to develop the products based on feasibility. Hence, we have to apply economic and commerce concepts. Cost, return, basic analysis or management concepts. Verifications. Next part. What are the types of rural entrepreneurship? Please try to understand what are the types of rural entrepreneurship based on ownership. For example, individual ownership, single ownership. Next, group entrepreneurship, where partnership, private limited company and public limited company. Third one, cluster formation entrepreneurship, where it requires the role of NGOs, CBOs, self-help groups, and networking of other groups. You cannot do it independently. You need the help of others. The fourth one is cooperative entrepreneurship. Next. Types of rural entrepreneurship. Now this is the most important aspect now. What are the types of rural entrepreneurship? For example, there are 6 to 7 types of rural entrepreneurship. Agro-based enterprises. This is the crux of the theory now. Agro-based enterprises. For example, sugar industries, jaggery, oil processing from oil seeds or pickles, spices and dairy products. Forest-based, textile industry, engineering and services, handicrafts and services. Next, please. Significance of rural entrepreneurship. First, we have to understand, based on the types and other aspects, we have to understand what are the significance of rural entrepreneurship, purely from the theoretical point of view. Let me explain that very briefly, not in detail. Resource utilization. Before that, how rural entrepreneurship can be delivering the role in different ways. We call that 6 M's, like manpower, money, material, machinery, management and market. This is a significant aspect of the rural entrepreneurship. Each concept can be studied in detail. There is a lot of scope for research papers on these areas. And academicians, research scholars will have a greater opportunity to develop the papers. Significance, how they are significant. Resource mobilization. I do not give explanation. Employment generation in rural areas. Avoid the migration. See, migration takes place at a very higher level in the rural side. People get into smart cities from not smart villages. For your kind information, I use the word not smart villages. We want smart villages rather than smart cities. Next, artistic activity promotions. Check on social evils. We have a number of social evils. Encourage the rural youth. We call that a demographic youth or youth demography. or demographic dividend, all those words can be used by our academicians and political leaders, stimulates economic development, foreign exchange earnings, entrepreneurial development, standard of living, ultimately greater changes in the development of the society. Next, agri-business enterprises. This is another most important area. We call that agri-business enterprises. In the rural side, we can expect only agri-business oriented, because ours is agriculture oriented economy. Agri-business oriented. Business which is purely associated with the production and process of agricultural producers, not products. Agri-business denotes the collective business activities that are performed from farm to fork. We call that farm to fork. It means from production to marketing. So agri-business, next. Agri-business in India consists of different activities. Once again, agricultural inputs, livestock, agriculture production. Next, agriculture processing and including dehydration, creating and maintaining agri-business infrastructure, trading, management, and including contract farming. Now we have a contract farming system, soil mapping, weather sensing, all these activities. Next, agri-business opportunities. There are many agri-business opportunities in the rural side. From the theoretical point of view, let us know that which are the agri-business opportunities. To start an agri-business, two things are very essential. One is ability to think and ability to execute. You have the ability, but you do not have a execution skill. And how much can you invest in that business? That matters a lot. Like, there are number of opportunities. You have to keep in your mind, there are opportunities. As Joshi sir has mentioned very clearly, opportunities. But he has not given the example. I will give the example now. There are opportunities like grocery shopping portal. See, very interesting area. Grocery shopping portal. Now we are in the digital world where there is a lot of scope for grocery shopping portal. You can develop a portal system with digital knowledge. Tree farm. There are different kinds of tree farm can be developed. Organic fertilizer production, business of fertilizer distribution, dry flower business, poultry farming, hydroponic retail store, organic greenhouse, see, organic greenhouse, beekeeping, fruit and vegetable export, dairy business, fertilizer distribution business, become a florist, we call that florist, broom production, groundnut processing, coily farming, tea plantation, hydroponic retail store, farming of medicinal herbs, spices processing. We know the plantation of spices, but we do not know the spices processing activities. Goat rearing, potato power business, cultivation of vegetables, soya bean cultivation, certified seed dealer. These are the examples which I have given based on macro studies, not from the micro studies. I will come to the micro studies later. These are the macro studies at the national level. I always focus on macro first, then micro. Next, indicators of rural entrepreneurship. What are the indicators? We have to identify that. What are the indicators of rural entrepreneurship? What are the parameters? First, we have to identify utilization of allotted funds. Like Rajaram sir will say very clearly in detail now. Utilization of allotted funds. Every year you prepare the budget. Utilization of allotted funds. Change in poverty level. See, social entrepreneur, employment generation, asset creation, management and technical assistance, infrastructure support, entrepreneurship education and training. These are the parameters are being used for analyzing the indicators of rural entrepreneurship. Next. We have to identify and we should know that how entrepreneurial culture in rural India. I am not talking about the urban India. Purely it is focused on rural India now. How entrepreneurial culture can be fostered in the mind of the people through different organizations like Rajiv Gandhi Udyami Mitra Yojana, provision of urban amenities to rural areas, we call that Pura concept by Abdul Kalam sir. Khadi Garigar Jamashri Bima Yojana for Khadi artisans, performance of credit rating, Swarna Jayanti Grama Sahajyoga Yojana, National Program for Rural Industrialization, Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, Rejuvenation, Modernization Technology and Upgradation of Coir Industry, Deen Dayal Antyodaya Yojana, Product Development, Design Intervention and Packaging and Marketing Assistance Scheme. These are the entrepreneurial oriented culture can be fostered in the mind of the people through assistance at the different level. So in this regard, next, the number of the startup villages, more than 1.86 lakh enterprises have been supported in our country till now under the startup village entrepreneurship development, where 183 producer enterprises and 1.22 lakh producer groups have been supported under Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Yojana programs. Next. Next part. Kindly go ahead. Let us focus on other areas which will have a greater significance. One can learn a lot. Yes, this is the most significant area. I believe that how development models can be developed. Development models have different dimensions. Please keep in your mind, development models have different dimensions. As keynote speaker has clearly mentioned, development would always indicate that change in the overall structure of the society in terms of social and economic empowerment. If people are economically empowered, then they are not equal in terms of society. Hence, social and economic empowerment should be achieved as a whole. So, development models in this regard, Indian Society of Agri-Business Professionals, one of the organizations, let me repeat once more, Indian Society of Agri-Business Professionals. We call that ISAP, working in New Delhi, started in 2001. It's purely non-government, non-profit organizations where it is spread about 16 states in our country. It would always provide greater training and other kind of entrepreneurial programs. Next. How ISAP will have its own programs like sustainable intensification of agriculture. Their vision and mission is sustainable intensification of agriculture like integrated farming system, tele-education, agri-business village resources, value chains, market linkages. See, I once again use the word value chains and market linkages. Use of information, or we call that ICT. Natural resource management like safe drinking water initiatives. Use of solar and biogas industry. Watershed management program. The third one is women empowerment. I will not explain women empowerment. The women empowerment cannot be achieved without the assistance of SAGC. Once again, self-help groups will have to play a major role now. Skill development. This is a significant area. ISAP will always execute the activities in terms of skill development and vocational training. Next. Yes. At the national level, how ISAP has delivered economic oriented training and entrepreneurial programs at the different levels. For example, Rishi Ram Parshwar, he was an agriculture graduate. He has worked in pharmaceutical company for 15 years. Later, he has identified that that kind of venture would never bring him higher income and prosperity. Later, he decided with the advice and mentoring, we call that with the advice and mentoring of ISAP, Rishi Ram took on the challenge, what he call beekeeping organization, beekeeping processing activities. So honey is a real commodity, can be really stored, it does not get spoiled immediately after harvest. So Rishi Ram has been using the pharmaceutical experience, with the background of pharmaceutical experience. So Rishi Ram has developed and executed the honey for therapeutic purpose, see, purely for medical oriented marketing activities. This is the significance from the development models. Another one, next. Chandra Bhanu of Karnataka. Under the direction of ISAP, Chandra Bhanu of Karnataka has learned to construct a polyhouse and shade nuts for cultivation of high value flowers, see, high value flowers, fruits and vegetables. Next, Suresh Kumar from the city of Vijayawada of Andhra Pradesh identified that and developed the technology for aerobic fermentation of poultry litter, see, aerobic poultry litter with a microbial culture to form organic compost. So that kind of the microbial culture and poultry litter has been developed by Suresh Kumar. Next, Vikramajit Singh of Punjab, under the direction of ISAP, once again under the direction of, because you cannot develop independently, you need the mentoring and direction. Theory will not help now, only few people can develop. But to become successful as a rural entrepreneur, you need to undergo training. So in this regard, ISAP helps a lot. So Vikramajit Singh has developed, started and the cultivation of basmati rice seeds. Next, Gundappa, a small farmer of Karnataka, has started developing the different categories of commercial and vegetables simultaneously with the cattle on the same farm. Next, this is the success story of agri-entrepreneurship in Tumkur districts, where my students are developing a project works. I give the project works based on the practical. Let me give you examples. I hope that this will be highly helpful for you. Grano Agrotech involved in agrochemical consultancy and supply of tissue culture and banana sapling in Tumkur districts, particularly in Turuvekere Taluka in Tumkur, where the farmers have united and developed this kind of green agrotechnic programs. The next one is Shanti Agrotechnic. More than 20 vegetable crops have developed and commercially engaged. See, this is the most important. More than 20 varieties of agriculture crops under the banner of Shanti Agrotech. See, rural entrepreneurship, how can be developed by the farmers. Next one is Bhagya Mushroom Unit, engaged in oyster mushroom cultivation, mushroom bag, mushroom consultancy, engaged by the rural entrepreneurship in Tumkur districts. The next part is Goshala, no doubt quite natural, manufacturing of cow dung based by products and consultancy on Panchagavya to enterprise rural youth. It will have a greater value. We call that medicinal value, and marketing potentialities will have to be tapped through cow dung. Next one is Padmini Seeds, where the enterprises produces 5 unique onion varieties. See, 5 unique onion varieties have developed by farmer. So now they are trying for the patent right in Tumkur districts. This is the most important part now. Trying for the patent right will be very difficult task. I think Rajaram sir will guide you a lot. Trying for the patent right will be very difficult task. Polyhouse cultivation, protected cultivation and sale of roses. Let me give you a small example. If you visit Tumkur bus stand after 10 p.m., you will see bunches of flowers being transported and being moved into temples of South Canara, Kollur, Udupi, Polali. All the temple gods are decorated with the beautiful flowers of Tumkur districts, for your kind information. Next. And the commercial egg production, sericulture and cultivation and consultancy. Next, please. Yes, I do not know how many of you heard this concept. Siddu jackfruit. Everyone is fond of eating jackfruit. Not during the rainy season, but during the non-rainy season, you have to eat jackfruit. Siddu jackfruit is a very famous and highly meritorious jackfruit variety of Karnataka. S.S. Paramesha from Cheluru of Tumkur districts awarded custodian of novel jackfruit types with high nutritious value and attractive copper red. It is highly suitable for homesteads and commercial cultivation. The Indian Council of Agriculture Research awarded Siddu as the best jackfruit variety in India. The weight of jackfruit is around 2.5 kg. Each fruit contains 25 to 30 bulbs. The shape of the tree is broadly pyramidal and it is classified under small size fruits. The estimated yield is around 1098 per kg per tree. So highly useful. How developed they are. Next part. The next one is most important, developed by a farmer who has been failed in SSLC in Tumkur. He has developed Genie. You must have seen all medical shops, Genie products. Dilip Kumar of Sira Taluk of Tumkur district, one of the farmer who has failed in SSLC. A source of protein or building blocks. Now, brown top millets, kodo millet, little millet, and barnyard millet, pearl millet, foxtail millet, and proso millet, tur dal, black pepper, fenugreek, barley, red rice, and bengal gram, and other pearls and grams, which are the ingredients being used in the preparation of Genie. This breakfast protein is a natural source of proteins and iron and much more. Now the company is selling the products worth of 2 crore per month, for a kind information. This Genie company, the manufacturing center is located in Sira Taluka of Tumkur. Sira Taluka in Tumkur, one of the dry land, drought area in Tumkur districts. See, remember, they do not have a water facility. Now all the canals are filled, inundated, highly water is inundated now. But with the help of rain, with the help of God, earlier it has been witnessing huge drought. The company is selling the products worth 2 crore per month. Even the Genie company is selling 5,000 kg of product in a day. 2,500 kg of products in a day. The next one. This is the story of what you call Genie products. The next part is innovation models. Innovation number 1 at the national level. As keynote speaker and Joshi sir has mentioned very time, imagination, creation, then the innovation. See how innovation operates, most important. How innovation, operation or models operates. Mansukh Bhai Patel of Gujarat, they developed, understood the pain of manual process. They have identified that there is a need to have a cotton stripping in the farming levels. While they have identified that developing and cultivating the cotton activities will be very difficulties, they felt the pain of the manual labor, hence they developed cotton stripper. Patel now owns 5 small farms with a turnover of over $0.3 million, for your kind information. Innovations 2, next. This is another interesting area, highly useful in humid and humidity areas like coastal belt. Mitti cool, we call that mitti cool, tanda cool, or mitti, or what you call, developed with the help of clay. Innovative clay products. Prajapati family have developed. They found that it is difficult to run they were earlier they were running a tea shop, but they found that, and they sparked the idea which led to the birth of mitti cool fridge. This was made up of terracotta and worked on a simple physics principle, circulating and evaporating water, keeping the contents cool and fresh for up to 5 days. See, for up to 5 days. Prajapati has been able to move out of the poverty and received 25 awards, including one from President of India. See, this is the great, we have to salute him. Next, innovation 3rd. We call that bullet santi, motorcycle driven ploughing machine. Bullet santi, in Hindi we call that bullet santi. Motorcycle driven ploughing machine. Mansuki by Jagani has developed, they were using the help of cattle, then they found difficulty. See, with the difficulty and with the crisis they have experienced that there is a need for innovation now. With no money, bullocks, they had no choice. Then they developed bullet santi from Chakdas, the common mode of 3-wheeler transport in Saurashtra in Gujarat. Next, innovation 4. Biomass gasifier. Raj Singh Dahiya of northern part in Madhya Pradesh identified that the unit consists of gasifier, which was very conical shape and surrounded by water jacket. The gasifier generated producer gas from bio waste. See, from the bio waste they have developed. Dahiya used to run the diesel engine earlier. Now he has sold over 80 units of varied and capacity. The latest version of biomass gasifier is made of steel. Next part, innovation 5. Multiple processing units. Kamboj of Haryana thought about building a processing machine, something on lines of a food processor. See how food processing should be developed. Hence, multi-purpose processing machine has developed. With the help of NIF, Kamboj has made several changes. It can work, it could always work as a pulp extractor, dry grinder, boiler or sterilization. It can be used to boil rice, make ketchup or pure from tomatoes, or make dry powder from spices and fruits. Next, motorcycle based tractor. Motorcycle based tractor developed by rural people. Remember, for a kind of information, motorcycle based tractor. Mota Devalia village of Amreli district of Gujarat developed a motorcycle based tractor for India's poor farmers that are both cost effective and fuel efficient. This innovation has led to increase in productivity and turned out to be blessing for hundreds of farmers in India. This has won patent right and it has been working successfully. Next. Dadaji Kobragade has developed highly successful variety of paddy, which is nothing but HMT rice. HMT rice, one of the patent right developed by Dadaji Kobragade. So it has yielded 80% of more when compared to convenient variety of paddy. Next. Chintakindi Malleshwaram has invented a device which mechanizes the process and reduces the human effort of bare minimum. So they also developed traditional silk sarees. For that purpose, they have undergone a training. Next. Madanlal Kumawat developed fuel efficient and multi-crop thresher. See, developed a multi-efficient and multi-crop thresher. So farmers have immensely benefited. Next. Kailash Katkar. He had to quit 10th standard grade, started working at a calculator repair shop. This man, he became a proficient in repairing of all these things. With the guidelines of computers, he developed quick heal technologies. The company employs more than 1,200 workforce with a customer base of 17 million across the world. See, remember the potentiality of rural entrepreneurs. Next. Is PCA Mustafa, now Kerala model. How you must have surprised everything you are giving from the northern part of India. What about the Kerala model? PCA Mustafa. Born in a small village of Chennalade of Waynad. His father was a coolie. Remember the biography of him. On a coffee plantation. Mustafa, see, gradually shifted. Mustafa family decided, they developed the idea of ID fresh. We call that idli, dosa, butter cuisines. From selling 100 packets daily to catering across various cities in India, now expanding in Dubai. See how Kerala Wala is. ID fresh is now 100 crore company producing 50,000 packets a day with 1,100 employees. Next. Before that, just a minute. The remarkable feature of ID Fresh is that it recruits people from rural areas, providing with wide opportunities to succeed and grow in life. And Mustafa is regarded as one of the top food entrepreneurs of recent times. Next. Husk Power System. Gnanesh Pandey of Bihar identified and developed the husk power system at the rural side. So this has created greater avenue to develop at the different levels. The idea are to generate power from renewable and from waste husk. Next. Honey. Sri Uday Sir Singha Rana of Karnal districts of Haryana has identified the role of honey. He has developed and processed honey in different categories like mustard honey, lychee honey, neem honey, sunflower honey. So those kind of, see, this is what you have to identify, processing and a brand name of the honey. It could always cater the requirements of customers, because customers' classification is most important. You cannot develop, because for that purpose, this entrepreneur has undergone ISAP and NIB and AgMark tag. Next. Mainstreaming green journalism in rural areas. See, this is a very interesting area for the student of journalism. How many journalism students are there here? Somebody said Vikas group something said, earlier. Very less, huh? I don't know. Okay, there is plenty of opportunity for journalists in the rural areas. See, Jagadish Dhanani of Gandhinagar of Gujarat in year 2005 has started his career in production of video films on agriculture. See, video films on agriculture. The concept of, we call that digital agri-media. How corporate world can be developed through innovative ideas with the role of journalism. If you have a journalism background, you can develop. This is called digital media. The major activities of digital agri-media are documentary film, short films, corporate films, more than so advertisement, jingle, quickie and its creation, ad agency for electronic media like ETV or TV9 or VTV, DDT and GPTL telecast, or FM, city radio or Mirji, all these commercial activities. More than 100 films in Gujarati and a number of film activities have been executed and developed. Yes. During the COVID period, you must have identified one of the significant promoters of social and digital entrepreneur. I call that social and digital entrepreneur, developed by YouTube channels on promoting the recipes by Butts and Butt. I do not quote that how much subscribers he has. Huge amount of earning. Though I think he is a student of Vivekananda Law College. See, this is an entrepreneurial ability. You have to appreciate him. I hope that everybody will appreciate the role played by Butt and Butts. And there are number of what you call Idu Ningala Ganeshana of Bajadka. I do not know. Another guy developing what you call this kind of concept. Another one is who is staying in Australia. Some Hebar kitchens. Ravikal, am I right? I hope you are a follower of Hebar kitchen. You developed different recipes, at least during the period of COVID-19. Because we can get herbal and home-based food only during the period of crisis. Okay, the next one is blending social cause with pro-nature agro-entrepreneurships. Next part. Next, go ahead. As I said earlier, you have to follow me. 5-star agri-entrepreneurships. The 5-star agri-entrepreneurship developed by the people of Maharashtra. A person belongs to Pune, where I studied in Pune. I am very proud to say that, how farmers are brilliant in Pune. He was Anant Care of Poonawala. His family was very supportive on farmers. The list of exotic vegetables that he chooses for his business are big and includes variety of lettuces, broccoli, capsicum, red cabbage, and cherry and tomato. See, commercial vegetable crops developed and processed by farmers in Pune. Next. Pearl Sport of Kerala. Akila Mole, a lady entrepreneur, and she has breeding. She monitors the ponds periodically. She imported monosex hybrid tilapia and Pengosi suchi, Puttur. Mr. Satyashankar hails from agriculture family. See, he hails from agriculture family. Remember, Bindu brand owned by SG Corporates, which started its business. We know, I do not want to give this biography. I think he was an auto rickshaw driver. Then he was in commercial activities like business oriented activities where he felt the pain, difficulties, then moved into the what you call water based activities. Started his company in 1994, mineral water. The company launched Bindu. Next. Before that, please. Bindu Fizz Zira in 2002, very highly popular and took the company to new heights. The company produces other beverages like Bindu mineral water, Jeera, Sipan and energy drink. For a kind of information, Bindu has been approached by Ambani groups, Reliance groups for takeover, but he has been denied. For your kind information, this is what we have to salute the rural entrepreneur. I should salute Shivashankar sir once again because he has not yielded before Ambani's. Next one is Kodibail agencies. Launched by Kodibail Satyanarayana of progressive farmer of Sulya Taluk, though he is no more, his son is looking after. Kodibail agency in Puttur, and they have outlets in different parts in Karnataka. It is engaged in marketing of agricultural implements such as weed cutters, load transporter. I think I am consuming more time for a kind of another 2 minutes, sir. Load transporter, sprayers, cleaning and equipments. Next. Low cost. So these are the high cost innovations. So you have to identify that. Are there any opportunity to develop low cost innovations? There are opportunities. Like Kaveri, a person, what he calls Santosh Kaveri of Belgaum has developed next brake system for bullock cart, carrot cleaning machinery, hot water geyser, what he call eco hot water coil, eco hot water. See, eco concepts once again. Santosh Kaveri has been awarded best leader by Ratan Tata in 2013. Next, dupe making, we call that agarbatis out of cow dung, dupe making programs. Next, social entrepreneurs. How social entrepreneurs are once again social entrepreneurs like Raki Timuti and George founded a Gramyan. The couple worked with 5 craft communities. See, we have to protect and nurture the culture of tribal community. See, this group is engaged in Kerala. Social entrepreneurs, I call it social entrepreneurs because they are highly engaged in rural activities like textile, basketry, natural fibers, terracotta, which would be highly helpful. Next part. Another one, jackfruit halwa. I do not know how many of you remember. This man is a very progressive one of somewhere in Mulia, Adinadka or somewhere else. Very entrepreneur, highly progressive farmer. Jackfruit halwa by Venkata Krishna Sharma of Mulia. Please keep in touch with him. Brilliant ideas he has. Only problem is he does not have entrepreneurial knowledge. Now during the period of COVID period, he started getting into marketing activities in other parts. So how jackfruit has developed? As I give an example of Sidhu Jack of Tumkur, he knows how to produce and process, but marketing has failed, no doubt. This man is highly successful. Varieties of jackfruit halwa. And first festival of jackfruits, herbal juice, see, most important, herbal juice can be developed. Apple plant agri clinics in Kashmir, reaching the mass through mass, green gold, we call that a bamboo. Have you consumed bamboo rice? Anybody? Please raise your hand. Bamboo rice. Once in 12 years, bamboo rice is highly organic one. Bamboo will be vanished. Rice bantakshana, sir, you must be knowing it. Bamboo rice, very popular. Organic products, bamboo rice. Ambulance for animals are required. See, this is the developed. Hasugalu, saita idan heltara. Gogalu, no more. Go is no more than Hasugalu saita. Because of there is no ambulance for animals. Gujarat and Madhya Pradesh government has developed ambulance for animals in Gujarat for rural entrepreneurship. This is what you have to salute. Next one, arecanut plate making. Sir will give a lot of examples. Arecanut plate making ventures, marketing based supari, arecanut supari cutting machines. I need another 1 hour. I do not give time because I studied in production and marketing of arecanut in northern part, not in South Canara. We know how to develop the production, but we do not have marketing of arecanut. There are more than 25 cutting centers of marketing because arecanut will be sold in terms of zardas and pan bedas. No one will eat arecanut as it is provided. It is not a breakfast food. It is considered as a masticatory and a habitual item. Next. Startup, I do not give much time. Startup programs developed by Karnataka government. Next. Startup programs. Next. Yes, this is another interesting area recently developed by Tengin. It's a coconut-centric social startup. Karnataka works with healthy and sustainable products like cold-pressed virgin coconut oil, coconut sugar, coconut chips, and coir products. Likewise, we have a Cocoa Guru in Puttur, I think. Cocoa Guru, we have a processing units. Okay, then micro enterprise development. We have another called micro enterprise developments. This is micro enterprise development programs can be developed through the help of skill-oriented activities. Next. But there are some, you may raise the question, sir, how to develop this program? We do not have a training center. Ellaru Rajaram hage iralla. Avaru ontra nama ontra adrushtavantaru. All are not fortunate people anta helidaga. Then we need training. Adike heltare. What you call agri clinic, agri business center. We call that ACABC. ACABC, Agri Clinic and Agri Business Centric Scheme, National Program for Rural Entrepreneurship, Startup Village Programs, NID, IIT, International School, NIF, next, Global Initiative Academic Networks, Rural Self-Employment Training Institutes, then most important, Sri Kshetra Dharmasthala Rural Development Project Work, SKD, RDP, highly engaged. Then Rural Development and Self-Employment Training Institutes, we call that a ROOTSET, SKDP and ROOTSET, they are highly engaged. Then you may ask question, I know that, sir, it is very difficult, there are a lot of challenges. Challenges are many. entrepreneurial skill problem, knowledge problem, finance problem. Next, I will not repeat. These are theoretical parts, everyone knows. Government role, before that, government role, marketing problems, training problems, inferior quality, inadequacy of skilled laborer, then suggestions can be given. So number of suggestions can be given, like labor intensive technique, educate the rural entrepreneurs, government role will have major, exploitation of village resources, microcredit schemes, market information on the different products, SWOT analysis, marketing management skills, management training, awards, separate financial fund, venture fund, social training programs, rural youth need to be motivated, finance for modernization, rural entrepreneurship, interest-free consumption programs, and a number of other activities, establishing agro-food processing units, non-farm products, and certain activities. At the same time, what roles should be played is like, we cannot keep the farming activities at Kantara. We need more number of Kantaras to develop the agricultural promotional activities. I hope that you must have seen Kantara film, where you can identify how the person who has become a bald, then one of the women said that, apply leaves, so that rural entrepreneurship can be promoted through Kantara film. Conclusion. Demand will rise naturally, providing population, demand for proficiency, rural migration can take place. It is better to promote agro-based enterprises in rural areas as the local people have the required skills. With a sound agro-based program, non-farm activities can be developed. Next. The successful rural entrepreneurship takes place only in win-win scenario characterized by collective economic strategy. I call that collective economic strategy. You cannot blame the teachers, you cannot blame the one colleges. Collective responsibilities. Sense of community, networking, dynamic sponsorship based on competency pressures, sponsoring agencies, knowledge sharing, dissemination, transfer, promoting entrepreneurial capabilities and skills through expert training and mentoring, and facilitating access to capital through mix, public-private mechanism, what we call PPP model, which is the ultimate, that will be the drive of the future economy. With this, I complete the task-based assignment. I thank the NALANDA College and the organizers for giving an opportunity to share my own views. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Chairperson Rajarama CG to speak a few words.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಈ ದಿವಸದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಸಭೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಷ್ಟವರೆಗೆ ಅತ್ಯಮೂಲ್ಯವಾದಂತಹ ನಾಲೆಜನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರುವಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ರವೀಂದ್ರ ಅವರೇ, ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಷನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಉದ್ಯೋಗಿ ಮಿತ್ರರೇ, ಈ ಕಾಲೇಜಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿ ವರ್ಗದವರೇ ಹಾಗೂ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿನಿಯರೇ, ನಾನು ಖಂಡಿತ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಕೊಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿಲ್ಲ. ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆಯಿಂದ ಇಷ್ಟವರೆಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ತಲೆ ಒಳಗೆ ತುರುಕಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಮತ್ತು ವಿಲೇಜ್ ರೂರಲ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರಿನರ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸವಿಸ್ತಾರವಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ನಾಲೆಜನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ತುಂಬ ನೋಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆಯಿಂದ ಇಷ್ಟವರೆಗೆ ನೋಡಿದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಸೈಡ್ಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪೆನಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ಬ್ರೀಫಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸೈಡ್ಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. then you can compare how it has started and how something has achieved by our company. ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಹರೀಶ್ ಜೋಶಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದರು, ಒಂದು ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರನರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಗುಡ್ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಒಂದು ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರನರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಇರಬೇಕು, ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ರವೀಂದ್ರ ಸಾರ್ ಹೇಳಿದರು, ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ 6 M's, ಮ್ಯಾನ್, ಮೆಷಿನ್, ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮನಿ. ಅದರೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಎಲ್ಲ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಸೈಡಿಗೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪೆನಿ, ನಾನು ಹೊಗಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ನೋ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗ್ರೋನ್ ಅಂತ. ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಮೆಕ್ಯಾನಿಕಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್. ಒಂದು 27 ವರ್ಷದ ಮೊದಲೇ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಾಗೆ ಒಂದು ಮಲ್ನಾಡ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಆಡಿಟೋರಿಯಮಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ವಾಚಿಂಗ್ ಒನ್ ಸ್ಪೀಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಒನ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಎಂಟರ್ಪ್ರನರ್. ನಾನು ಕೂಡ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಾಗೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಂತ ಒಂದು ಉದ್ದಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕನಸು ಇತ್ತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಮೈ BE ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡನ್ನೇ ಸಿಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡೆ. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಫೀಲ್ಡನ್ನು ನಾನು ಸಿಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡೆ. ಏನು ನಾನು ಕಲಿಬೇಕಿದ್ರು ಅದೇ ಫೀಲ್ಡಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕಲಿತೇನೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೈಯರ್ ಸ್ಟಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಪ್ಲೊಮಾ ಇನ್ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬಾಂಬೆನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಡೆವಲಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ಯಾಂಕೋ ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಬಂದೆ. ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಂಕೋ ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಈ ಟ್ರಾಪಿಕಲ್ ಕಂಡೀಷನಿಂದ ಮೆಲ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮಾಡಿದರು, ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಆಗ ವರ್ಣ ಸುಬ್ರಹ್ಮಣ್ಯ ಭಟ್ರಿದ್ರು. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕ್ಯಾಂಕೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜಿಂಗ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಗಿ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿ 7 ವರ್ಷ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಂದ ಬಂದ ಕೂಡಲೇ ನೀವು ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಷರ್, ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಷರ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಹೇಗಿರ್ತದೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ನೀವು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗೆ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳಿದರು, ಒಬ್ಬರು ಮಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಶರ್ಮಾ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಸಮ್ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಬಟ್ ಹಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಹೌ ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಸ್ ಇಟ್. ಯಾಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಬಟ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೋಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಈಗ ಅವರ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಖಂಡಿತ ಫ್ಲರಿಶ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಭಾವನೆ. ಸೊ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಯು ಗೇನ್ ಸಮ್ ನಾಲೆಜ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಪ್ ವಿತ್ ಎನಿ ದಿಸ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್, ಅಂದರೆ ಇನೋವೇಟಿವ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರೀಸ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪನಿ 1994ರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾರಂಭ, 1994. ಬೈ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಈ ಅರೆಕಾ ಲೀಫ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅಂತದ್ದು ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅರೆಕಾ ಲೀಫ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ನೋ ಬಡಿ ವಾಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಚರಿಂಗ್ ಅರೆಕಾ ಲೀಫ್ ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಬೈ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಅದೇ ಆಗ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಜೋಶಿ ಅವರು ಹೇಳಿದರು, ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗನ್ನು ನೋಡಿ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸೂಕ್ತವಾಗಿ ಕಾಣ್ತದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಸಿಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತೀರಿ. ಅದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ನೋಡಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಸರೌಂಡಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ಅರೆಕಾ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೇಜರ್ ಕ್ರಾಪ್, ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ರಾಪ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ.